And today we've got a pretty straightforward Moxie Monday, but an important one. I want to go over with everybody how to set your 2022 goals, your GCI goal for Moxi Engage. So basically the idea of the goals, it's pretty straightforward. It's how much GCI do you want to aim for 2022. And as your listings, as your transactions go through Moxi, it will help you, it will show you where you are in that funnel, how many buyer transactions, how many seller transactions, and what percentage of your goal you're currently at. It's a really, one thing that we have sort of internally within the marketing group been focusing on towards the end of this year is helping agents come up with marketing plans for 2022. And within these conversations, we've realized we've talked a lot about how important it is to have a business plan and to have a marketing plan to go hand in hand with that. And I think that's something that I know that I struggle with personally for my own sort of businesses, is having some sort of plan in place, because it's really hard to know if you've had a successful year if you don't have a goal that you're aiming for. So I want to show you guys how to set those goals, where you can find that, where you can update it and stuff like that. So as you can see, I'm logged into Moxi right now as JD. I am, for one quick second, I'm actually going to switch users because when you go into Moxi Engage, it should, if you haven't logged in a while or around this time of year, it's going to prompt you right away to set your goal. So I'm going to log in as Jim real quick. And all I'm going to do to start us off is click up here on Engage. I'm along the top bar here, the navigation bar, and of course, we're going to click on Engage. And what should happen if he hasn't logged in a hot second, so we'll see what I can get pop up here. Oh, yeah, I have to set up completely. One more step there. So great. So you'll have a pop-up that looks like this. This is a little bit outdated because it says 2021, but you're going to have a pop-up that says, tell us how much you want to make in 2022, and we will help you get there. So it's going to give you a box right here, and you put in what you want to try to make in 2022. Now, this is editable, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. So you want to put something, I mean, to be honest, put something that you want to actually aim for. Don't just put a number in there for the sake of it. Put something in there that you really want to do with your business for next year. So you're going to put that in there, and then you're going to click continue. But let's just say, I've had this a lot, of course, where I log in, I click on that, I get that little box that pops up and it says like, ask, fill it out now or remind me later. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with this right now. Remind me later. I'm trying to see if you guys might have seen a box. Yeah, it might look like, yeah, that's the one that we were just looking at. So if you skipped it, let's just say that you log in. So now I'm logged in as me, I'm in Moxi Engage. And let's just say I skipped that, right? I click remind me later. Or let's say that you are having, come June or July of 2022, you are having a great year, right? And you're like, hey, I'm pretty close to hitting my goal. I want to set a new goal. Where can you go to set that goal? Well, thankfully, it's pretty straightforward. We're in Engage right now. Again, as you can see, Hub, Present, Engage. And along this top bar here, you've got dashboard, people, calendars, and then you've got a section that says goals. So I'm going to click on goals right here. And it's telling me that, like, okay, I'm not an MLS agent, so it's not going to show up. But this goal section is a really cool page overall, because it's going to show you all of your information, your transactions completed, your average time to close, the sales price, the close rate. It's going to show you, when you have your details over here on the right, it's going to show you your commission rate, what you've been making from them. And normally I would really like to show you guys a full-fledged page of this, obviously. But just with people's information, I don't want to share, especially when it comes to finances and listings, I didn't want to choose anybody in particular to kind of showcase, because I didn't want to, cross any lines. So hopefully yours does not say 0%, have nothing over here, 0 buyers, 0 sellers, stuff like that. But on this page, you can do a lot. So as you can see right here, if you look at the left, and there's a category section here. Right now, we're just looking at closed transactions. So it would give me an overview of that, right? Transactions complete, like I said, time to close, average size, stuff like that. I could go to my active and pending to see what that looks like. It's going to look very similar to the closed transaction. It's just going to be things that are active. And then prospects, of course, same deal. And then you've got your GCI forecast goal. So this is really cool because it's all along the way, along this top bar here, you're going to have your percentage. So it's going to say 80%. It's going to say, 54%. I was looking at one agents before the training today, and it said 154%. They had far surpassed their GCI goal for 2021. And so what's cool here is that it will break it down for you by the number of transactions and the amount of GCI from your buyers and from your sellers, and then give you the total right here. So I just think it's a pretty cool screen to be able to see that, be able to see the breakdown of where your buyers GCI is coming from, your sellers GCI, stuff like that. So maybe you're looking at this and you're going, like I said, okay, hey, this is pretty great. I'm on track to hit my goal. I want to set a further goal. Or maybe you just, you entered a different goal than you wanted to. You're like, oh, shoot, I actually meant to do this. You forgot a zero. You made your GCI goal 10,000 instead of 100,000, and you want to change that. Pretty simply, all you have to do once you're on the goals tab over here is go over to the far right, right underneath your profile picture in the upper right corner, and click the gear. So you've got the find people and you've got the gear, and you're going to have an option right here that says GCI goal. So we're going to click on GCI goal, and voila, just like that, you will be able to, if you have not set your goal, you'll be able to set it right here. Or you have set your goal, you'll be able to change it right here. Now, what you'll see as well is underneath that, it's going to have your previous goals that you had put. So you can see if I want to quick fill, I could just click use 2021 value, and it's going to autofill 100,000. You can see in 2020, I had put my goal last year for 200,000. 2019, I hadn't put one in. So put, again, whatever you want your goal to be for the year, you're going to click done. And then it's going to keep you on track. It's going to keep you hopefully accountable. And that goes back to that business planning part of this puzzle, right? Where you're looking at this going, okay, it's June, so halfway through the year, but I'm only at 35 or 45% of my goal. What do I need to do to kick it in gear to make sure that I hit that goal by the end of the year? Just like a lot of Moxi Engage when it comes to your clients, when it comes to stuff like that, this is here to help keep you accountable and to help make your business run smoothly. And it can only do that if you properly set it up to do that. Thankfully, setting up your GCI goal is far simpler than setting up, adding all your clients to Moxi Engage and stuff like that. So it's a pretty simple step to take. And I would really highly recommend you do that so that you can keep yourself in check. You can, keep track of your transactions throughout the year, and make sure that you are being as successful as you can be. So if you guys have, that, like I said, I know it's a short one today. It's an important one. So we wanted to make sure that we spent time talking about this. If you guys have any questions, I'd love if you wrote them in the chat real quick, but I do want to walk you through one more time how we got to where we are. So again, the first thing we did was we clicked on Moxi Engage across the top tab up here, across the navigation bar, Hub, Present, Engage, Website Directory, Promote. Clicked on Engage. And there's one thing that I want to show you guys. So if you remember earlier, we clicked on goals and then we clicked on settings to change our goal, our GCI goal. If you are not on the goals tab over here, right now I'm just on my dashboard. If I go to that gear to check the settings, those GCI goal options are not here. It only says engage settings and got feedback. So if you want those goals settings to change your GCI goal, it's very important that you, along this bar, next to calendar, you click on goals. And yes, I know I am not an MLS agent, so hopefully you don't have that pop up. On this goals tab, again, this is a really great page in general to check in throughout the year, see how you are doing in terms of transactions completed, see the breakdown, your average size, type of close. You can go to the comparable average page to see some stuff here, just to see how you're doing versus your office. Transactions completed per agent, size per agent. And then of course the GCI forecast that we were looking at earlier and the breakdown of where that's coming from by seller. So the goals tab in general is a great page to look at some stuff. But if you want to set your GCI goal, if you want to change your GCI goal, if you want to see the goals that you had from previous years, once you are on this goals tab, what you want to do is go over to the right-hand side over here and click on the little gear icon for settings, and you're going to have a GCI goal option. You're going to click on that, and here's where you're going to be able to add, update, or change your GCI goal for 2022. As always, of course, Moxi's support site, which you can find through Schmidt Resources, you can find it from Moxi itself, has great options for this. You can go here, or not options, I'm sorry, guides for this. So you've got the screenshots you can use. You've got the updating screenshots that we were just talking about, clicking on goals, clicking on the gear, going down and changing that. If you ever want screenshots, it's great to go to the Moxi support site to see some of this stuff.